At some point, we got to stop lying to ourselves. At some point, we got to get real with ourselves. At some point, we have to stop listening to the sweet nothings of the ego that we allow to turn us in circle after circle. Understand that you don't have an appetite for the success that you are always talking about. You don't have an appetite for the purpose that you say you love to chase. You don't have an appetite for life and life more abundant that you say that you've been waiting on. You have an appetite for whatever it is that you constantly find yourself in. You have an appetite for whatever you tolerate. You have an appetite for whatever you repeat. And a lot of us, if we were being honest, would have to openly admit for the first time ever that our appetite is for death. Our appetite is for chaos. Our appetite is for the illusions that we believe with our broken paradigms to be true and real. The people that are constantly talking about how much they love to feel better, the people that are always talking about how they can't wait to get over this period of their life where they're constantly bogged down with stress, depression, turmoil, and negative emotions, are the ones who are feeding it, self-feeding it to themselves. Understand, whatever you put into yourself comes out. It's not what nobody's force feeding you. It's not the words of your neighbor that's causing you to feel the way that you feel on a daily basis. It's you. It's your words to yourself. It's the way you talk to yourself. It's your inner dialogue. It's your paradigms and your belief systems. It's what it is that you have settled on for yourself. There are a ton of people who have a negative connotation of you. There's a ton of people who look at you or look at a representation of you, your work, a picture, your page on social media, and they have nothing positive to say about you, but they don't know you. So you're not illy affected. You don't have a reaction from what they're saying about you. You have reactions about what you say about you, about what you partner with, about what other people say about you. You take the things that they say and partner it with your insecurities that you were already carrying, and you use the external statements to validate the inner lies that you carry in your dialogue, and you say that somebody else is the reason that you're depressed. Somebody else is the reason that you're down. Somebody else made you mad. But for one, if you wasn't giving your attention, if you wasn't giving your power and your virtue to somebody else, if you weren't trying to validate the lies that you tell yourself, and you weren't listening to people who didn't even know you say things about you that you would love to be true, not because it feels good, but because it will make you out to be right in your inner dialogue and your expectations of yourself. See, a lot of people are afraid to partner with the beauty of themselves. See, if I go ahead and lie to myself, and I go ahead and allow for you to get under the impression that there's nothing good in me, then I'm not under the pressure to produce anything good. I'm not, if I fail, if I drop the ball, if I fall short, it's what you expected. So I don't have to worry about letting you down. See, if I mislead you to thinking that there's nothing good in me, then you should expect nothing good from me. If I mislead myself into thinking that there's nothing good in me, if my perception leads me to see no good, then I don't have to worry about disappointing myself. Understand, man, you're looking at a fixed mindset. You're looking at a rigged system of thought. I don't want to feel bad because you say something negative about me. So I say all the negative things about me before you do, and I can make myself feel bad rather than leave it up to you, because I'm convinced that people are constantly on a mission to make other people feel bad. At every ill-advised turn, there is a broken paradigm leading the way. Now understand, the appetite for death is just an appetite for illusions. I'm convinced that I'm suffering. I'm convinced that I'm hurting. I'm grieving. I'm in pain. All illusionary concepts that have been passed to us in the physical realm. We're eternal beings. We're the full reflection of the creator, the almighty ultimate creator that birthed us. And we've been convinced that we're hurting so bad that we need to try to escape this experience by inducing a substance into our chemical processes that gives us the impression that we're getting away or escaping or avoiding moments with ourself. Understand, you are not in pain because of things that happened to the people around you and things that happened to you in the past. You are in pain because of your partnership with illusionary concepts and your allegiance to your ego that leads you in circles so that you will remain the pulse of something that does not even exist. You've created a whole narrative. You've created a whole character, and you suffer trying to keep that narrative and keep that character in the appearance of being real, of actually having power, of actually being capable. Death in itself is an illusion. I am not my body. You are not your body. So when we see a body go into a casket and be placed in a tomb, you're not looking at death. You're looking at the natural cycle of the learning device called the body. You and I utilize the body the same way that we utilize time, or we're supposed to, or we waste the body the same way that we waste the gift of time. Both learning mechanisms, both learning devices given to us to help us understand the truth of ourself, our creator, and our nature. I'm an eternal being. You are an eternal being. But this body will one day waste away. And for some will not know in its fullest extent that they are not their body until their body deteriorates and wastes away, and they continue to exist. On the other side will come the knowledge that they had access to in the body, that they were not their body. But you know, some of us like to learn the hard way. Some of us only know how to learn the hard way. Some of us don't follow good counsel. Some of us don't listen to wisdom. Some of us overlook our experiences and don't learn from them. We don't progress. We just go through processes. And we don't realize when those processes are taking us in circles instead of moving us forward. Because inside of the process, there's the ego feeding us a perception of false narrative that this is progress. This is the best that there is to offer, and I'm doing my best. I'm going my hardest, and I'm actually making progress. It's just slow. Statements like that, inward statements, inward observations like that, keep us in allegiance with our ego and keep us turning circles of doom, cycles of dysfunction, misled by illusions, thinking that they're real. Because you wouldn't let a liar lead you on purpose. No, you've been duped, you've been fooled, you've been bamboozled. You think that your ego, you think that the legion of voices on the inside of you is actually trying to guide you to satisfaction and fulfillment. You think that the legion of voices inside of you is actually trying to keep you safe. You don't understand that the biggest liar that you will ever encounter is the ego that you have partnered yourself with fully out of ignorance. Because if you knew better, you do better. If you knew that the ego was not trustworthy, if you knew that all the ego did was lie, if you knew that the ego was your greatest enemy and was your only enemy, if you knew that the only thing that you ever needed to kill, destroy, and let go of was your ego, I promise you, you would not allow for your ego to dominate your life and lead you in circles, thinking that you're going the right direction.